This is Christina, and you're watching Custom Games. What's going on, guys? This is Christina from Custom Games, and welcome to another live stream. Tonight, we're doing something a little bit different. We're here at my crafting station, which is sort of adjacent to my stream setup, and I'm joined by my cohort in crime, Chase, and the disembodied voice of a Link. Say hi, guys.
Hey-o. I was gonna say Link's dead.
Tonight, we are working on, well, rather, I am working on building a local home assistant, like voice module. And Chase is going to be sort of walking me through the process and being my peanut gallery along the way. And Link is just here for colorful commentary every so often. And moral support. That said, I'm just going to go ahead and get fluxed up, and I'm ready to go. So right now what I need to do is solder in the different connections that I'm going to need. And I dropped one of my header pins. Oh, there it is.
Already?
This carpet is like a magnet. For
You need
small
to
stuff.
degauss your carpet.
There we go. So what we're going to do is I'm going to pre-fill the holes that we need with solder, and then I'm going to come back and actually add the different pins in. So we'll start with this one here, which is the 3.3 volt. Or I guess, Chase, matching things up, is 3v3 the same as 3.3 volts?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, we found out partway through setting this up that I have a different layout of pins than Chase was anticipating when he gave me the layout that he thought I needed.
Enjoy.
Oh, that worked beautifully. Look at that solder pad.
Oh, wow.
That went in nice.
That is gorgeous.
Thank you. Alright, let's reflux, and we'll go for number 2, which is going to be IO25, which is an outside pin up here. Another good one, look at that!
Bueno.
I'm just going to keep using flux like it's candy. So how's Chase tonight?
Well, Chase was doing all right until Chase just realized that, Christina, did you, forget something?
Did I forget something?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Like the fact that I do not have an STL uploaded to start printing. For chat, we're supposed to be 3D printing the case for this during stream as well, but Christina neglected to upload the G-code to the printer. Cassie with a resub for 40 months. Thank Cassie, love you. Love Cassie.
Okay, that is uploaded and warming up. Thank you for the resub, Cassie. That's 40 months, you said?
40 months?
Holy shit.
Apparently she loves us or something.
Yeah. Some would say she doesn't have a choice.
Lol.
Her included. Okay, so that was IO 25 and 27. Where's 26? Oh, there's 26. It's on this inside rail. Damn, these are coming out nice.
Well, don't be too proud of them until you've reflowed them with the pin in it.
Yeah. Let's see, 26, 27. I need the ground. I've got several grounds. Does it matter?
All grounds are the same ground.
Okay.
They're all connected to one internal ground plane, so it doesn't matter. Cassie says, what are you nerds doing? Cassie, you know what we're doing. I am just kind of mouthing off while Christina attempts to not set her hands on fire.
Rude.
What?
Okay, I need TCK, which is on this header. And I need a 5 volt. Where's my 5 volt on this? 7.
Look for a VCC.
VCC. Aha!
That is your 5 volt.
There we go. Alright, that is, I think, all of the wire pads I needed. 5 volt, IO 13, which is TCK, ground, 27, 26, 25, and 3.3 volt.
Cool.
Now the hard part is getting these in.
Now it's pin time.
Let's see. The question's going to be whether I can heat the solder back up enough. I think that one just went in. But if it did... Barely. Oh, God.
Cassie is also complimenting your nail color. She says very pretty.
Thank you. There we go. That pin's in now. Brilliant.
Bueno. Oh, yeah, that's in there. Good.
Alright, so now let's get another one lined up, and we're going to do the top 3. Hindsight, if I was paying more attention that I had a triplet up there, I would have actually done just a header of 3 and soldered it in on the board instead of doing the pre-solder.
Yeah.
So now this is going to get tougher.
Cassie says, also, I have enough channel points that if there's not a cooldown, if they're excuse me, and flub, wow. Also, I have enough channel points that if there's not a cooldown on the swap camera reward, I could swap it 2,350 times. I have too many points.
Well, you'll start to burn those when we get back into
Cult of the Lamb.
Cult of the Lamb again, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's that pin. Well, I've got the heat in that corner. Let's just keep going. Come on. The board's moving on me.
Uh-oh.
It's gonna be off frame for just a second.
Inexcusable.
Pad warm up, please. There we go. Oh, that's in crooked.
Oh boy.
Why is that crooked? Well, considering we're just going to be adding wires to him, oh, I lost all the solder. That's why. It's just wobbling in there. Okay, let's put this down. Let's see if I can rotate this.
Okay, hold on. Let me drop you a line of advice here.
Okay.
Since those two pins are next to each other, you know, you've got headers. You got that pack of headers?
Yeah.
Slide the sockets on top and then line them both up together.
Well, the problem is they're
Different pin pitch.
the same. I don't think we're speaking the same language at the moment. You're gonna have to give me a second.
Yeah, you good?
No, actually, that might be okay. Yeah, I think I can solidify it like that.
Okay.
Let's go back in. I need some flux.
Well, while you're having fun with that, the printer's got started moving. I'm going to swap over to that camera for just a second so we can take a look at that first layer going down.
Okay.
It's laying down quite nicely. And for chat, we're hopefully going to be making 3 of these. We're going to see how the first one goes tonight. They all 3 have code names. So we have purple, blue, and what was the third one?
Red.
Red. And as you can tell by the printer, we are currently working on purple. That way they're easy to tell apart and find. So if one of them starts malfunctioning, Christina can go, hey, purple's acting up, and I know what code to look at.
There we go. That re-solidified it.
Beautiful.
All right, let's go for number 3 while the heat is still up there. Since we're going in from the top, do it like that. Got it. It's not the straightest, but it'll do the job.
Let's come back over and take a peek at that. Yeah, there you go.
Okay,
Close enough for government work.
so that's the top 4. Now I just got to do the bottom 3.
Cool.
I think we're going to rotate it, so now they're the top 3. Because it seems like I'm having a little bit better luck with them on top. Let's put the next one together. How's Cassie tonight?
Cassie says, I'm fine.
Cool.
Cassie, did you make any further dents today in your Who pilgrimage? As in the TV show, not the band. Let me clarify that one.
This worked beautifully, dude. Doing the pre-solder.
Good.
Just like
Some,
when I was
but not
doing
a
that
lot.
other project. Yeah. What?
Yeah. I know Cassie was responding. She said she'd made some progress, but not a lot.
I mean, that's how Who normally goes. It's wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey stuff.
Yeah. And then you start, I'm going to watch an episode, and you wake up 2 days later, 3 seasons in, going, wait a minute, what? Says she's working through it very slowly since it's going to be some time before the next series. Yeah, but if you want to watch the specials that are coming out this year, then you got to get caught up. Yeah, you got a month and a half to make it through how many seasons?
Terminator is out there.
13. What season are you currently on?
It can't be reasoned with.
Almost done with one. Awesome. You're making good time.
Okay, now that I have gotten all the pins in, I am going to try and slide one of them around. That'll do. That looks better. Okay, I'm going to add just a touch more solder here. All right, let's clean the tip off. Set that back in there. Again, not the cleanest work. There's room to improve. But I think it did okay.
Yeah.
They're not going into straight headers either. They're all going to be their individual stuff.
Thank you for the follow. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. All right, so let's leave that over there to
So-
cool.
For exposition's sake, I'm going to ask you so we can let everybody
Okay.
know. So with all the off-the-shelf components that are available today, like the Alexas and the Google Homes and the Series,
I know this is coming up.
why do the nitty-gritty of making one yourself?
Because if you have a Google Home, if you have an Alexa, if you have a, I don't know what Apple's is, Siri. If you have any of those, they're all calling back to a central data server. That central data server is something you don't have any control over. And for their AI model to be able to respond to you, they are constantly listening all the time and reporting every last ounce of your data back to the company. Well, what that causes is you now have no idea who actually has access to your data, which, being somebody in technology, I don't really enjoy the concept of. So when I started looking into stuff a while back, Chase is actually the one that introduced me to Home Assistant, and we've been slowly sort of building a system that is what's called no call home. It has nowhere that it calls back to outside of my network. So to the innocent observer, it literally looks like I don't have any Home Assistant or automation technology in my building. But for anybody who actually knows about this no call home stuff, they're going to instantly recognize Home Assistant. Basically, it's an added layer of security for all of the different data that it could farm, because now none of the big three have access to the data.
Yeah. And also none of anyone the big three decide to sell that training data to has access to the data.
Right.
Cassie says, yeah, I've learned more about how creepy those voice assistants are. I've wanted to have something like what you're building. Well, Cassie, what we're currently working on now are prototypes.
Yeah, if this goes well, I might start selling these.
Well, oddly enough, the way that I'm setting up the firmware on these is that could be a real possibility.
And the other advantage is we can fully customize wake words and everything. So,
see, now the wake words and stuff are not done on the device level. That's totally dependent on the Home Assistant software. The gang at Nabukasa have been working their tails off, working on integrating proper voice control into Home Assistant over this past year. In fact, this year has been known as the year of the voice. They're working with multiple open source technologies to the fact of where they're using these new protocols called Wyoming. And it's a low bandwidth interaction between devices that allows secure sound transmission from mic to system and back. The new stuff that's finally been put in place is, because we've had voice control for a while, but it required you to push a button for it to start listening to you. They've had a breakthrough with this team, and what they're calling open wake word protocols.
Chase,
Yes.
that looks great.
Whoa. Yeah.
I did that quick, didn't I?
No, you did. I was looking at it going, what is she staring at? I thought that was factory installed pins and stuff. That looks good.
Thank you.
You should be proud of that.
The fact that your voice went up an octave told me everything I needed to know.
Cassie, I'm blind and that looks good. But yeah, no, the open wake word stuff that we've recently gotten installed and set up has customizable training. So with your new system, I spent the other night training models for recognition of your custom wake words that you want. So I'm excited to see how they behave, because this will be a true test.
Ouch. Hot. Did not burn myself. Just putting
Didn't
that
burn
out there.
myself. Ouch, hot, she says.
Well,
Then
there's a
follows
difference
that with-
between ouch hot and actually burning yourself, and it's choosing to leave your hand in that spot.
Well, that, and there was also no acrid smell of burnt flesh.
I mean, fair. Come on.
There was one time,
Warm up, damn you.
Cassie says, quote unquote, ouch, hot, I didn't burn myself, Christina. I was at a electronics meet one time helping some people with some different things. And I had been using a stick soldering iron, which is it's like a pencil type, so you hold it more like a pen than you do anything else. And someone asked if I could help with something, so we're trying to solder a micro resistor down, so it didn't have any leads, it's just surface mount. And I'm like, yeah, sure. And I walked over to help him without thinking. I just grabbed his soldering iron like I'd been using mine, and it was the style like you're using.
Okay.
You know, when you grab the barrel of a soldering iron, you have approximately a second and a half to let go before your hand fuses to it.
Oh, Jesus.
Uh-huh.
I take it you lasted more than a second and a half?
Yeah, I had to peel myself off a soldering iron. I don't recommend it. The only time I've ever hurt my hand more than that was when a horse pulled its halter rope right out of my hands.
Okay, that was hot.
No,
That's
no.
one. That's one. That chip got way too hot. We're going to have to really test this one.
Okay.
Because that got far too hot.
Link, I can't put a burn counter on the screen or I would. Cassie, that's rude. Cassie says, Link, she'd break it before 10 if we had one.
Not that bad. I'm not Chase.
What?
Uh-oh.
Wow.
Almost had a solder bridge there. Don't, though.
Well, as long as it was an almost.
Okay, let's not touch that for a second. How's the 3D print going?
Let's swap the camera over and take a peek, shall we? Oh, it's laying those base layers down great.
I was gonna say, the initial balance looked good.
Yep.
So, anything we do beyond that should be good.
Yeah, we're 25% of the way through the G code. According to the system, layer 3. According to estimates, Cassie, the print should be done just before the end of stream. Estimated time's about 1 hour and 10 left on the print, and we have to leave it on the bed to cool for just a little bit before we take it off, or else it'll turn into a banana.
Technical
Or if
term, that
Christina-
one.
Or if Christina tries to straighten it in any way, shape, or form, it'll become a pretzel. Ask her how she knows.
Okay, listen.
Uh,
I was gonna say, I think the 3D printer is gonna be more interesting for a little bit.
Yeah.
This is very, very small and delicate work.
How many days has it been 100 this year? 53. The last record was 52 set back in 1954, and it looks like tomorrow will be our 54th day if things go well. This is what summer should be, starting off in May about 80 and peaking off in August about 98 degrees, but we have been nowhere near normal this year, and we're going to
As long as the outer ring on that microphone module is what got hot and not the internal diaphragm, I think we'll be okay.
We'll see. Once
But
it
also be
cools, I'll
fair,
lift it up.
I think they are a piezo magnet, piezo microphone rather. So it takes a lot to warp them.
There we go.
Oh boy.
And there's your solder pads.
Hold on, let me swap the camera back over so we can see it bigger. Okay, yeah, that looks okay. Yeah, I was just worried about that disc in the middle warping. Make you sound like you're underwater.
All right. So at this point, we've got the headers on everything. I think we're ready to start wires.
Oh boy. Now,
Yeah.
are you just gonna do DuPont connectors and just DuPont everything together until we
No.
know everything's happy and then hot snotted, or?
I was thinking I was actually going to do custom wires for it since we're putting it in such a small box.
I have a counterpoint and a question to that.
Okay.
If you're gonna do small wires, then why didn't you just put the wires in the holes and then solder them?
Because wires in the holes and soldering is infinitely more difficult for me because these are not solid strand wires. These are separates, which is going to be a nightmare and a half to get through that small of a hole.
Well, you could have tinned them.
Tinning them, I'm not getting them through the hole because they're too large.
Oh, and yes, Link, I did indeed say hot snot.
Jesus. I don't know what's
I want
worse,
you to
the fact that I didn't flinch when you said that, or the fact that even by not flinching, I am openly saying, yeah, okay, I'm okay with that.
How many times I've never once really said hot glue around you after that first time I said hot snot and you looked at me like I was crazy.
Yeah, well, because now that you know I think you're crazy when you do it, now you just do it more.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's what I've always called it. Like if you take a hot glue gun and you just could some glue out onto like a piece of cardboard, does it not look like snot? And if you touch it, would it not be warm?
All right, you've convinced me. I'm doing DuPonts.
Oh.
But I'm going to do custom DuPont wires so that everything is nice and tiny. Okay.
Yeah, that works.
So, is there any point to doing a... Oh, 2 of the pins on this guy don't get used. On the amp module don't get used.
Let me look at my diagrams.
Gain and SD.
Correct.
Okay, so I need a 3 and a 2.
Yep.
So there's a 3. And there's a 2. And they're coming from different spots. Oh, and you've got a shared wire. Oop.
God.
Sorry about that. This is definitely... This is not anchored whatsoever to the desk, so this is a very precarious setup. Okay, so I've got a 3 and a 2, and then you've got the yellow going to BCLK on the amp and SCK on the mic and IO26.
Yep, that is your signal clock.
Signal clock?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so that wire, we're going to need a single there. Oh, and the blue's doing the same thing with WS and LRC.
Yes, so those two provide reference data. This is called SPI or I2C. Those provide a reference signal for timing.
Okay.
And then that allows one wire communication back from the chip or from the chip to the unit.
Okay.
So basically it allows just ones and zeros to be sent down the signal line. But if you don't have a clock, you don't have a basis for when the signal starts or stops. So that's what that clock is for.
Okay.
Oddly enough,
gonna do-
this same setup with the clock lines and the signal is the same way most of the peripherals in the other project are going to communicate.
Gotcha. And my mic still sounds okay, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Mhm.
I hit
You're
some
good.
stuff as I was backing up, so I'm making sure I'm okay.
No, you're fine.
All right, so let's go ahead and I'm gonna build the yellow wire first. Because if I get the complex ones out of the way, the rest of them are literally just drag and drop.
Yeah.
So let's do each time and a half. So that'll probably do. So then what we want is let's double it into 3s.
I'm trying to process that. Double it into 3.
Sorry. I'm wrapping it over itself to sort of get an idea of length.
So you want to divide it into 3 equal segments is what you're doing.
Yes, that would be the
Okay.
word. The D word that I was looking for.
I was like, what?
Okay. What we're going to do is let's snip it there. Yeah.
Sure.
So then, what did we figure out? This is a 22. So our 22 is this guy. Just giving myself ample room to work with. Well, Chase, do we want to give any hints to the other project that you alluded to?
Boing. There we go. That's the only hit they get.
That's the only hint they get.
The only hit they get is Boing. Well, I'll give another Boing, and it's a reverse engineering project.
And super fans who are part of our Discord may or may not have already heard me talk about this.
Yeah,
Correct?
this is true.
Okay, there's that one. Okay, so let's go ahead and get these 2 pairs wound. And then we'll let that set interact with this one. I should not have turned that soldering iron off. Because I need to tin these.
This guy to say, because as well, you can tell that the secret is safe with me until you reveal it, because I already forgot what you're working on, and those hints don't help.
Link might know a little bit better. Provided he's even paying attention.
Well, he's heard enough of me beating my head against the secret project. The next project on our list. Link says, "Shifty eyes, Swiss cheese between my ears, sir." Look, Link, I'm sorry.
All right,
but
so
you remember.
secret is very safe then.
Super safe. Super safe. Cassie says, I think we both forgot. It's the thing that I had to do my weird, like, Rain
You know
Man
what?
thing on.
You know
where
what?
I was
I'll give him
doing...
the best hint.
Oh, God. Yeah.
That'll do it.
That thing. Link. All right. Cassie. Oh, that. Jesus.
You know, I love our group sometimes.
Sometimes. I love them all the time.
That's fair. Alright, let's do some heat shrink. Just to make sure this isn't going anywhere.
Link says, well, if you ever wanted proof that Cassie and I both have nothing but air between our ears, that is the proof.
Or if we wanted proof that you and Cassie would be excellent for top secret clearance. Because
That's
we,
fair.
literally we could say, you didn't hear anything, and they go, we heard what?
Yeah.
And they'd be telling the truth.
They both get captured. Tell us what you know. I swear I don't know anything. They told me, but I forgot.
Alright, look at that nice connection.
Ooh.
Now I just gotta put DuPonts on it. And that gets a little bit annoying. Only a little bit.
Cassie, what top secret clearance? How did I get into this top secret facility?
You know, I just walked up and the guard let me in. Are you sure you didn't show him your badge? Oh, I have that?
I have a badge?
We love you all dearly. I hope you know that.
Cassie says, see, I would be the one to find myself in a restricted facility by accident. Cassie's just walking down the hallway somewhere, takes a wrong turn, ends up at a black site. Link, we don't attack each other out of malice. We do it out of love. Ain't that the
Exactly.
It's like our favorite thing to do in Discord is just to send memes at each other going, I'm attacking so-and-so with this.
DuPont connector number 1 for the project.
Yay.
Let's see what else I got.
Cassie, maybe a little malice, but it's mostly love.
Okay, so now this is going to be...
Now, the only time I think we'd truly attack each other in malice is if we were playing Uno.
Oh, dear Jesus, yes.
Or Monopoly.
Counterpoint, I don't think any of us would survive Monopoly.
Case in point, I refuse to play Monopoly.
Why?
I won't play it. Too many fights. Too much drama. I mean, it's bad enough that I get told on a regular when I play Uno stuff like, I hope you die in hell and all kinds of stuff like that. I mean, can you imagine Monopoly?
I mean, fair.
Cassie, the 4 of us need to play Uno or Monopoly now.
No, because it would quickly become less than 4 of us. Sorry, once again, I did that off camera because it's easier to see.
Oh, you're fine.
Getting used to just doing it for a camera thing.
Yeah. We do a lot of these. We'll have to get a nice little top-down perspective going. We'll figure it out and make it easier so you're not having to work around the camera.
See, working around the camera isn't actually the problem I'm having. It's just I'm trying to have to remember that the camera can't see everything I'm doing.
Oh.
Just automatically.
Well, that makes sense.
Where is my snub nose? There it is. Please don't make me recut this. There we go. You just have to ask it nicely.
Yeah.
Is this camera angle okay for me doing this?
Yeah. Christina, I have a dumb question.
Okay.
You did verify that it wasn't just two lids on that STL file before you uploaded it, right?
Yes.
Okay, because we're 44% of the way through the G code, and I've not seen walls yet.
Well, remember, the base and the top are intentionally thick for durability's sake.
I mean, that is true. I mean, because it only says we've done 5 of 93 layers.
Yeah, that's the problem. Do me a favor. Actually, can I do it on here? Let me see if I can get in to Octoprint. If not, I'll walk over to my computer real quick.
Well, I've got it in front of me. What would you like?
Well, just scrub through the G code. One of the two should stop pretty quick.
Okay, hold on. G code viewer.
Yeah,
Layer 18 is the first one where it's only one side.
that sounds about right.
Okay.
If it's only one side and then that one side continues for a bit,
Yep.
then yes, you have a top and a bottom.
Two.
The top and the bottom are indistinguishable for the first 0.2 of an inch. Then all of a sudden, one's going to stop and one's going to keep going.
Yeah, it looks like
Okay.
once we hit layer 9, it's going to be a lot more simple.
Yep. It's just literally doing a box at that point.
Yeah.
And it'll be playing with the support for a little bit longer. By the way, chat, how is the music? Is it too loud, too soft, just right? So if I need to edit it, now is the time.
Yeah, it's sound on the stream. Wow, words. The music on stream sounds okay. It may be a teeny bit loud, but our voices are still very clear.
Okay. I assume you just checked it.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's ready for our return to Railroads Online tomorrow?
I'm looking forward to it, as long as my machine behaves.
So say, I think that's how everybody's worried about right now, especially with this official switch to Unreal 5.
Yeah.
Should be pretty good though. I've been doing a lot of testing in it, and it seems stable. Definitely more stable than it was when we last played in April.
I mean, fair.
Okay, I'm gonna screw up color correction on the camera for a second, because I just realized why I'm getting a headache. Is because I've got the wrong light color right now.
Oh.
There it is. That's my cold white. Okay, get those two pairs twisted. And we'll bring this one in.
So I've got the 3D printer cam up right now, and I just have to say that purple is a very beautiful, like, lavender purple.
It's actually that purple, or close to it, on cam.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, your little parts tray there.
Yep. It's that purple or close to it. I think that was a purple made by the same manufacturer. I could be wrong. It's also a lower temperature, which has helped with warping a bit.
Oh, that's good.
That, and they tend to cool off a bit faster. Alright, there's some more flux. And let's grab heat shrink. That'll do.
Jesse says, I still need to see if I can't find what green my brother was using in his 3D printer. I think it's a mint green PLA, but I could be mistaken.
Mint green is very common.
It's just a pretty color. I think it translates to print well.
One that I was actually surprised by was magenta. That magenta we printed for the project.
Yeah. You got those. You get those piercing blue colors too.
I was gonna say. Well, do we want to show off the dark blue or do we want to show off the magenta?
¿Por qué los dos? Let me swap back over.
I was gonna say, if you really want to show them off, go to just chatting.
Oh yeah, I can do that. Whoopie doop boop.
All right. Sorry, it's taking me a second to pick them up. So, magenta and that nice blue.
Yeah. Those are really pretty colors.
The color would probably show up better if you showed them on your desk, because right now it's in the yellow light.
Oh.
Oh. Yeah. Hold on, let me go
Trace
to
will
this.
need
I'm working on it. Oh, that's the printer. I'm sorry.
There we go.
Oh, this angle's so cool. They look like cylinders.
Yeah,
Like the teardrop shapes from this angle look
Yeah.
like cylinders that are
yeah,
standing
they
there.
do. That's actually a neat visual effect.
That's so cool.
Yeah, those are the two colors. Of course, there's many others that were printed that I really like those colors.
Yeah. Cassie says, "Oh, hi, Link."
Yeah, Link is currently spying on us. He's here as a moderator in case we try and kill each other.
Oh.
Oh,
Why do you
sorry.
think I'd stop you two?
Yeah, no, he's just to make sure that recording actually happens so there's popcorn later.
There will be popcorn no matter what. It's just whether people have something to watch with the popcorn.
Well, I mean, that's true. That's true.
Oh, come on. Don't jam. There we go. And go down another step. Nice. And where's my this one? Need some more singles. Actually, we're gonna put one side into a triplet. And another into a double, which I think I've already got a double sitting here. I do. Okay. Let's go ahead and break off 2 more of these. Okay, so the tandem goes to a single. Actually, the tandem could go to a double. Let's hang on to my singles as long as I can. Oh, but wait a minute. What does it look like on the board? Because that's going to be the real determiner. On the board, it's a triple, but 25, 27. I haven't set either of those yet, so we could. Yeah, let's put it into a triple on this board. I only have so many connectors, and I really don't want to buy more.
I mean, that's fair.
Okay, do these line up okay to do this? Or am I going to have to do them separate? Good enough. And if I have to warm them up and reset them, I will. Or hell, I might just go for solder number 2. This might just be the test one. That actually kind of sounds appealing. Ooh, we're already at 10 o'clock, though. Alright, I will keep going with what I got.
These will be okay.
Alright, so let's do that one.
Prototypes don't have to be perfect.
They do if you're living with the prototype for a couple years. No.
I mean...
Okay.
So remember that every time now I go to make something, and you're like, "We don't have to spend that time on it." I'm gonna be like, "Yeah, I am. It's a prototype. You've got to live with it."
Prototype you gotta live with for a couple of years.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so now this lead goes to another triplet, which on this board is going to be that guy. So once again, give him an outside. And then on this one, he's on a 2. So all I'm building right now is the connectors that are going to get attached to the different headers that I've already applied, with the end goal of making it a whole lot easier to connect these.
Yeah.
Or to switch out components later if needed. Yeah, I guess that's another benefit to doing it this way, is I have right to repair. So I can actually turn around and I can repair these without having to buy a new one. Or I can upgrade them without buying a whole new setup. Okay, so in a way, I'm about to build an entire wire harness here. So that's that one. Now I've got 25 and 27 hooked up with the ground. So I guess let's do 25. So reminder, my gray on the document is going to be white IRL. Just because it's going to be easier for me to do. And I need that distance. Where's my snips? Snip, snip. Oh, there they are. I'm blind.
Did you set them down? They run away.
Like a 10 mil socket.
Hey.
Alright, so this is going to be IO25 to DIN. All right, Chase, take bets. Am I going to have a functional prototype before or after the case is done printing?
Ooh, I don't know. You're making really good progress. Now, let's rephrase this, because problems can arise with firmware. Are we looking for your parts done by the time the printer's done? Or it's responding to you by the time the printer's done?
Responding to me. Even if it doesn't understand me.
I'm going to say there's an 80% chance yes.
Okay. What do we need to do to increase that chance? You were hoping I wasn't going to ask that question. Okay.
Like, you've had enough practice with these connections and stuff now. I'm not doubting those. But this 80% is taking into effect the possibility of DOA components and the possibility of my firmware being DOA.
Okay. So, also it helps that the wire is the actual size of the connector this time versus my 20 gauge, which was too big. Okay, so the gray's 25. So this is the other out. So that's this guy. And then this one is going to its own harness. So this is going to be another single. Okay. So now this single and that single are to there. Okay, I'm gonna... Let's see, we've got a yellow and the gray ready. So that is... Which ones are those? Wait a minute, that's this guy. BCLK is yellow. Let's hook that one up. And then DIN is white. So I'll get that one hooked up. Okay. Can't do that one yet. This goes over to here on SCK. And we're not done with either of those harnesses yet, so I can't do shit with them right now. Okay, we've got two different... Let's see, let's do the purple wire now, since that one's a quick one. I realize I'm going to have a whole lot of extra wire in here, but I'd rather have extra than not have enough.
That is true.
I can always trim down and redo if I have to.
Yeah.
I can't add more wire that easy.
No. Well, eventually, if we're comfortable with how these work and how these behave, there is the possibility of just making a board and getting these raw components and attaching these components to a board.
That
So
is
it's all-
also fair. Okay, and you said TCK is 26? No.
Let me confirm. Hold on.
TCK is 13. Where's my 26? My 26 is the single up here. I got it. Because the 26 has a partner. So, no need to confirm.
Well, I'm still going to.
Well. But now you're not doing it on my accord, you're doing it on your accord.
Yes.
Okay, let's bring the camera up slightly. Got one more twisted pair to do in a second. I'm trying to do as many singles as I can right now, since I'm making good time with them.
Yeah.
And then I'll go back to doing the twisteds. Okay, green, which is purple, goes to TCK, which is going to be, well, 13, which is TCK. TCK and 3.3 volt, which is going to be a red. So I need a double. And we're going to hold off attaching it for now. TCK, well, actually it won't matter because I can just flip the connector around. I guess it kind of does matter. Okay. And then on the other side, it's a pod of 3 with a black. So this is going to be the other outside. So let's do... Surprised we're not hearing any point redemptions. Or are they happening and I'm just not being told?
No. We've actually been, because things have been going slow in certain places, had fairly frequent swaps already.
Okay. That's fair. Alright, so now this is the other outside of this connector. Right, the black triplet? Yeah.
Of course. I knew it.
What?
There
As
you
soon
go,
as I
Link.
said that?
Uh-huh.
Oh. Which one are we on now?
We are on the printer cam.
Alright. Alright. Let's do the double reds while I'm thinking about it. And then we'll go down to the blue, which is the only thing I haven't done that's twisted pair. I've almost got the harness built,
Good.
I think. White to there. So this triplet's missing what? That's how a gray and a black, which is those. Because the black's the ground, the gray is the 25. I'm missing 27, which is the blue. This one is going to be missing. Oh, LR is empty. So we're missing the blue there. And then this triplet, which is getting made. And on this guy, missing the blue on the outside and the red black, which I'm building the reds for now. So yeah, we're close. We're close to being able to power it up, I think.
Cool.
Okay, there's my two reds. And then let's go and get these done. So chat, do you guys like this format? Do you like us doing this? So I'd love to do more for you guys. It's definitely kept me motivated and moving.
Yeah.
Instead of doing half of a harness and then looking at TikTok for an hour. Yes, I called myself out.
I mean, you just did it for I could.
What do we got for responses?
Link put a little emoji that says yay on it. Like voting yay.
I assume.
Yeah.
Alright, that's that rail complete.
Look, I'm just glad I didn't mess up the intro and stuff when we started, okay? That's all I gotta say about it.
Well, I'll have to see when I watch it back. We'll see if the timing was there.
Just give him a bad. Sorry.
I'm sure it was fine. Auditorially, at least, which is how at least part of our viewers watch us, it sounded okay. So,
Yeah.
I may or may not have called out Boog there.
LOL?
Since Boog listens to the streams a lot.
We'll have to get you, figure out a way to get you a stream modder to have over there at the desk.
Well, what it's going to take is I'm going to have to bring my tablet down.
Yeah, that'll work.
And then I can watch one more thing on that. Okay, so now this red, let's put it in the black. Yeah, let's put it in this triplet. Oh no. Oh, that's not good. Well, we had our first failure.
Oh no!
See if I can lift the pin. There we go. Yeah, we had a couple that came bad. That went bad. I got too
that's
tight
not good.
with it.
Oh.
So let's give it another cut and I'll redo it.
Are both sides of the print supposed to have edges like that? Hold on.
There's a keying in both of them.
Oh, yeah, The one that's on the left-hand side of camera is the lid. So it's going to have a groove in it that it extrudes out that's slightly smaller than the hole of the box, so it sits tight.
Yes. I was sorry, I thought that was a question you were asking me. That's why I was cutting in.
Oh yeah, no. It's cool.
Also, fair to raise questions about the box, because that was prototyped in what, 30 minutes?
If that.
So, I am open to considering the idea that I may have screwed something up on it. And I won't know until we actually try and fit all the components.
That's why it's called rapid prototyping.
You know, you're not wrong.
Hey. See, what I look forward to the most in the future is something like what they do with, like, Star Trek with the replicators. Can you imagine 3D modeling something, having it just instantly there and going, no, that's wrong, but instead of wasting the material, it just breaks it back down to build the next one?
Oh, that'll be great.
It'd be beautiful.
I mean, right now, the tech is out there. It's just, it's two separate machines.
I mean, this
You
is
have
true.
the 3D printer as the first machine, and then you've got a recycler as the second machine, which people do have in their 3D print setups.
Yep.
Okay, can I save this one, or did I do two, or did I go 0 for 2?
All right, so I'm gonna put you on the spot here just a little bit.
Oh boy.
So, just getting as comfortable as you currently are with your smart home.
Yeah.
Coming from a standpoint when I first started talking to you about it, where you were like, I will never have a smart home. Coming up through the process until now, what's it been like and how do you feel about it?
To be honest, a lot of it still gives me the creeps. When I started, I was very against the concept of having basically Internet of Things everything in my house. And yes, I just screwed that up twice. Coming from that standpoint, I think the vast majority of my experience with it, having somebody like you sort of helping me through the process, saying, okay, well, I wouldn't go with these guys. They're going to be a lot of what you're thinking about. I would rather put you in this one or what. Basically, having an expert sort of over my shoulder has been a very big help to sort of go, okay, yeah, this is normal. This is stuff you need to be aware of. I think the voice assistant's going to be where it truly is going to get real for me, of like, oh, I've got the listening device. I've got the home that they always made fun of in the old cartoons, where like it just did everything for you. I don't ever see myself getting to a point where I have a smart fridge or a smart microwave. I think a lot of that is really, really over the top. And the other problem is all of those devices call home. The more things that call home, calling out of the network, like all my light bulbs and my different smart switches, those things are all what I'm considering calculated risks, with the understanding of they are vulnerabilities technically.
This is true. Well, Your switches, not so much. Because they're all using custom firmware that has no routing to the outside.
I mean, fair.
Um,
I was sort of making generalizations.
yeah, no, I mean, I understand that. Like there's a couple things that have the potential to call home, but nothing with other than when is your pattern of using this the most kind of thing. Like the smart outlets we use for certain things, they technically can call home, but it's only supposed to be for firmware updates and things like that if you call for them in their master app.
Right.
I really like the direction we've taken with your system, purely based on the fact of if there, for some reason, your fiber line goes down, your home will keep working.
Right. And that's been a nice positive for me, is the idea that, okay, outside goes down, I have to be self-contained. I can theoretically do that.
Yes.
There is the looming question mark of eventually, where does that leave me? Or, like, what does that cause in the future? But I mean, for now, it works.
What do you mean? What does that cause in the future?
I guess, what does that save me in the future is more the better question. Because, down the line, technology is always changing.
Yep.
So I always have to ask the question, being in the field I'm in, when does something get so outdated that I'm essentially... Sorry, give me a moment. I'm double checking a pin.
Nope, go ahead.
Where's my VCC? No, I connected it. Oh, it's that one. Okay. What was I talking about?
Technology advancing in the field you're in.
People always say the latest and greatest comes out every 4 years. And in those 4 years, the processing power quadruples. There is going to be a point where the Internet of Things is an Internet of Thought. And I don't... 20 years ago, that was a stretch of the imagination. Mm-hmm. Now it's a reality.
Yeah, that's true.
There are already talks about having things where you think about it and you've already got it. And yeah, is it far-fetched? Yes. But when you think about that, having a system that I can literally unplug and go, okay, well, I still have all the modern comforts without anybody going, you must update right now and we know everything about your house because you're connected to the internet. Having a self-connected system where I can cut the fiber line and be fine, that's kind of great.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. And if I ever got into doing home security or what with the system, it would benefit having it be not reliant on the fiber line.
Yeah.
And if I put it on battery backup, or they're all battery-powered units, then that also eliminates the need for on-grid power. That's way more secure than half the systems I've seen.
Yeah.
Because you can cut every line you want, unless that line stays down for more than 24 hours, that system stays up. Which is security in and of itself.
Yeah.
And I realize I'm rambling.
No, I asked what your thoughts about the whole system were.
But I guess, did that answer your question?
Kinda, yeah. Well, I mean, speaking from the standpoint of being on the other side of that equation and being the one that's helping you get this stuff off the ground, I'm presently surprised and pleased with your balance of, okay, how does that work? And I don't know if I want to know how that works.
That's fair.
Chiba also says, but give all your information to Megaco. Also, hi Chiba.
Hi, Chiba. Yeah, the problem I've got with doing that is just like, there's these plugins that you can get from like Progressive or from, some of the other big insurance companies that allow you to plug into your car and they can monitor your driving habits.
Yep.
I work for close to a Fortune 500 software company that deals with financial data that gets audited multiple times a year just on their data retention policies. And even then, I would not provide a ton of data to my company. Combine that with, you then look at Progressive, for back to my example, they don't get audited for security, or if they do, they don't publish those reports publicly.
Yeah.
Where is your data going? Who has access to it? How does it get accessed? There's a reason when you look at everything that has happened in the European Union, you see like GDPR, which came out in 2018, 2017, something like that, and has been the bane of developers' existence because all of a sudden developers have to pay attention to data security. And instead of just saying, oh yeah, well, we're secure. No, you actually have to be secure now. And you have to allow the user to know what you're doing with their data. Mm-hmm. And I think that amount of power is something we need across the internet. It is not just something that needs to be on like a per city-state, per country, per megacorp or what. I think it is a natural need of the consumer to know who has access, why they have access, and what they have access to at all times. And it should be the power of the consumer to deny that access.
This is true.
And that is the kind of thing that I really like about having a system like this, where I have control over it. Because if I find out that the maker of my smart bulbs is selling my data, I can change the smart bulbs to something else, to a different company that maybe is more forthcoming. If I find out that there is a vulnerability in my smart switches that's letting things into my network, I can unplug them.
Yeah.
If I play with a Google Home or an Alexa or a Siri, where they are constantly needing to talk to Google, to Apple, to Amazon, number one, that's a black box of data. Your voice is now permanently out there for anybody to scrape and go, oh, this is what you said on November 26th of 2023. To me, that's a lot of data that doesn't need to be out there.
Well, like, I know in my personal debug dashboard, because I'm listed as a developer on Amazon, because of how my integrations are set up, I can go back and hear every sound clip that has triggered the Alexa to listen over the past 90 days.
Yeah, and like, so and that's just triggered to listen.
Mm-hmm.
But what happens to all the data in the middle where maybe it wasn't triggered to listen, but it still had to be live listening?
Well, see, I know for the Alexas because I've seen their pathing. Because when you sign up to be an Alexa skills developer, which is the add-ons that the Alexa runs that allow certain things to happen, it's like their plugin store.
Yeah.
You can see their flow. And the processing power on board an Alexa is just enough that they can listen for the pre-trained wake words. That's why you can't custom train wake words on a lot of these voice assistants. It's because the wake word recognition is done on device.
Okay.
But as soon as they think they've heard their wake word, they trigger and start recording.
And how often are there false positives?
More often, my Google Home gets false positives because it's against a wall that has a TV on the other side, and it's constantly thinking it's hearing, hey, insert trigger word, or okay, insert trigger word.
Yeah.
I don't have as many out of the Alexa unless I'm watching Star Trek on my TV.
Oh, yeah, because you've got the for
wake
lack of a
word
better way of putting it, mega nerd.
Okay, that's rude as hell.
I said for lack of a better way of putting it.
Just because the wake word for my Alexa's computer does not mean that I am mega nerd.
Okay. I see you. And I raise you the fact that you measured a starship using pixels.
Okay, no, it was a city.
Oh, a city. Okay.
That also happened to be a starship, okay? Look, I didn't like the way something was said, and it didn't feel right canonically for it to make sense.
For reference, chat, Chase may or may not have measured the length of Atlantis in Stargate Atlantis.
During one of the original episodes in the beginning of Season 1, Rodney says that it's about the size of Manhattan. And that didn't sit right with me due to scale. So I found later on something that we did have measurements for, which is one of the jump ships that they use. And there's a hangar in the building that houses those jump ships. And knowing how many jump ships tall the hangar was, I converted that to pixel count with an outside picture of the building and then counted the number of pixels the building was tall.
I think you also cross-referenced it with the height of...
2 known actors and proved that an actor was standing on a soapbox in a scene? Yes, but we'll get to that later. And I came out and said, no, Atlantis is not the size of Manhattan. It's about this size. For some odd reason, about 2 weeks later, the creators of the Atlantis model and everything said, if it was full size, it would be such and such, and I was off by 3 inches.
Which, in and of itself, is impressive. And then you realize you're working on the scale of Manhattan.
That, and you called him a mega nerd. I think that's understating it a bit there, Christina.
Okay, you hush. You hush, you hush, you hush.
See, I was being nice.
Or the other week when you said, hey, I need to know what size the letters on my mailbox are. Instead of me walking to my mailbox with a ruler, can you get on Google Maps and tell me how big they are?
I knew you could do it. And you measured it by knowing that the reflectors on my mailbox were a specific standard size.
And it was a reflector and a quarter tall. Yes, yes, yes.
I rest my case.
My brain works in like blocks of data. I'm sorry.
Nothing to apologize about. It's fun.
No, okay. No, the one night where my random knowledge got scary was that night we were all in Discord talking, and you got water from your fridge.
Oh, fuck no. I remember this.
Oh my
All
god.
we heard was ka-thunk. Blink said, "What is that?" I said, "Christina just got water out of her Brita out of the refrigerator." And she said, "Wait a minute. Whoa." And I said, "It was cold water." She goes, "What?" I said, "Yeah, cold water sounds different than hot water." She goes, "No, how did you know it was a Brita?"
We'll get to the cold water in a minute. No, my exact words were, "We'll get to the cold water in a minute. How the fuck did you know it was a Brita?" To which you replied,
I mean, I've had one for a long, long time, and I will never forget the sound of the little cap on the front of it snapping back up into place. It's a standardized part. Since it's made with standardized parts, they have a standardized sound.
so that
Wasn't
happened.
there something else with an electronic of some sort where you said it's a specific brand, and I think it was to do with a radio that
Oh, it was
messing with?
Christina's stereo, where she's like, "Yeah, listen, I'm going to turn it on," and the relays clicked, and I'm like, "Oh, it sounds like a Matheson," and she goes, "Nope, it's such and such," and I pulled it up, and and Matheson makes that one because of the sound of the old relays in it when she turned it on. It's that beautiful clunk, clunk, clunk of the relays clicking.
Yeah, it's
over.
it's a
just
Sherwood.
beautiful.
Yeah, it's that radio that's normally in the back of frame on stream.
Also,
What's chat
we're
got to say about?
we're falling into the 20th percentile of having a working voice assistant.
The 20th percentile?
Yeah, remember I said there was an 80% chance we'd have a working one by the time the print was done?
Uh-oh.
We're falling into the 20th percentile.
Well, I gotta hurry up then. Luckily, this is the last wire.
Well, there's 90 seconds left on the print.
Oh, shit. Okay, so this is gonna connect. So this is black to ground and 27.
Did you see what level of nerdiness Cassie assigned you, Chase?
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
Cassie says Chase as at least a level 10 Omega nerd.
Uh
I remember that, Cassie. Next time something breaks, you know what? You know when I'll specifically remember it? Hey, all my parts are here. Can you help me? And I'm like, no, sorry, that's only a level 3 and lower Omega nerd that'll assemble machines. I assemble servers.
Okay, blue to SW, which means I need a singular. That cleared part of that percentile fast on the print.
Yeah, it hit like level 9, and it's on the last layer right now.
Oh, Jesus.
Uh huh.
Okay,
It
yeah,
went from 9 to
I
93
concede.
and
I
nothing.
concede to the printer.
Yeah, 8 seconds. You should, and in just a little bit, you should hear the magical dee 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 from the basement. Right now.
No, it's
Should've
just
just heard it.
it's just a beep,
Uh.
and it goes as soon as it finishes the travel, which I may have heard it. I don't think I did though.
She's done and in the home position with the build plate sitting out like it's holding a tray for you, like I made this.
All right,
Let's
last
go.
wire in.
Back to wiring cab.
All right, now this header, which is ground. Let's do it this way. Done.
Okay.
So now I just
Done.
need to screw in the speaker so that we can actually hear it.
And then give it power, and I have to program it.
Oh, you son of a bitch, you locked? Why do you lock?
Alright, here's the part that Chase gets to be scared about. You got to be scared about the wiring. I get to be scared about the programming.
Okay. Well, you want me to hook it to... I should not hook it to power yet.
No.
If I hook it to power right now, you're going to get very scared very quickly as I'm still doing stuff.
So all it's going to take is one wire coming loose and the wrong thing touching the wrong thing, and then there's just a bit of blue smoke and there's nothing left.
That's a prototype, remember?
Yes, but like, how long have the parts been here?
Week?
Do you know how long I've been excited about getting this thing put together and tested?
Months?
Uh-huh. So knowing that the parts have been here has been eating me alive on the inside.
Okay, and coming from a speaker?
Speaker!
A
Let's get that flub
speaker,
in there for
black to negative?
Yeah. I mean, technically it doesn't matter with a basic speaker.
I'm gonna do it correct anyways because I've been burned by worse.
Yeah.
Okay. I've stopped moving everything.
Okay. Are you confident in all your connections are going to the right places?
Yes, I am confident.
Provide 5 volts to the port.
Okay, I'm going to start by plugging in the port, and then I will go over, now that I'm not touching it at all, and plug it in. We've got power.
Okay, I'm going to wait on it to show up in my system.
Let me check the bed temperature.
Edit. Let me look over this config one more time.
Yeah, I need it to cool off just a little bit more.
Install wirelessly. I am currently building firmware.
Okay.
Compiling.
This is going to be the fun part.
Yeah. Do you remember what your wake word is?
Yes?
Okay.
Let me know when I'm ready.
Still compiling. This will take just a second.
Oh. I thought you already compiled it.
For before we change the names, yes, I compiled them. But since this is all for new name stuff, they need brand new firmware compiled at runtime.
Oh. Sorry.
Chiba says, "Do I see a Band-Aid?" And finally pulled into the driveway.
Do I see a Band-Aid?
Yeah, I don't know. Did you have any Band-Aids on?
I don't have a Band-Aid.
Yeah, no. What did Chiba see?
I don't know what Chiba saw.
Chiba has declared we are temporarily going back to the 3D printer.
Oh. Yeah, not much going on the 3D printer right now.
Chiba says, "Oh, it's her nail polish."
Oh. Got a nice purple nail polish.
Uploading firmware?
I really like how they turned out. Now the other question is the sensitivity of my mic good enough that we're going to hear it?
Don't know. Also, a hydrate and a posture check from Chiba. Thank you, Chiba.
Thank you, Chiba.
All right. It shows it's up and it's reporting to Home Assistant. I now have to configure it on the Home Assistant side. Stand by.
Okay.
Figure. Yes. Finish. home, one device.
That's that one. Okay.
Devices. Okay. Pipeline
Okay.
Athena. She should respond if you ask her.
Hey, Athena. What time is it? I got nothing, dude.
Okay, hold on.
All my connections are sound.
Okay, hold on. What we're gonna do is
Okay.
just real quick. I'm going to go into voice control and we're going to change the wake word to make sure it's not something wrong with her custom trained word.
Okay.
Um,
So you'll have to tell me what the word is.
I will. Devices. Be home. Okay, the new word wake word is okay Nabu.
Say that again.
Okay. Nabu as in Nabu Casa.
Okay, Nabu. I got no feedback saying it was
Okay.
listening.
Nor did it swap over to assist in progress. So it's acting like it didn't hear you.
Oh, I hope we don't have a problem with this mic. There's no jump bird connections. The only pin not used is LR. Here, let me get it really close. Okay, Nabu. Anything?
No, he didn't switch to assisting.
Okay, so we either have a problem with the mic or we potentially have a problem with the firmware.
Okay, so
Do I need to do a power flash after you've done the firmware?
shouldn't need to because it's on and it's reporting its firmware.
Okay. Well, do you see all the connections?
I don't have those pinouts like that on my side. That's
Oh.
not the way. I don't have that kind of debug data.
Okay, so I need to look for... Yeah, the blue is definitely hooked up. The black is definitely hooked up. The yellow's definitely hooked up. I don't know.
Okay, so the yellow is going to the WS on the mic, right?
Yellow to... Blue is going to WS on the mic.
Good. Because because I've read the diagram wrong. Yellow's going to STK.
Yes.
There's nothing in LR.
Nope.
Then on the other side, SD is a light blue color.
Well, which that's the one I swapped for purple.
Purple. And then VDD
Red.
is going to 3.3 volts on the board, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then ground goes to ground.
Actually, wait a minute. Yes, that's 3-3, and then the black to ground. Yes.
Okay. VDD 3.3.
Mind me, next time we do this, if we're troubleshooting, red cannot be both 5 and 3-3 because that is incredibly difficult to trace at a glance.
Yeah. And the SD is going to 13, which is the
TCK.
TCK.
Yes. SD to TCK.
The TCK is the inside pin, right?
Yes.
Okay. Let's do a reboot.
Okay, pulling the power. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Power on. It's on.
Okay, hold on. Okay, give oh. So it looks like it's thinking it's up, but it's still doing handshakes.
Just waiting.
I think there's something wrong with that microphone module.
Something wrong with the mic.
Yeah, there's a section in Home Assistant for whether or not it's using the wake word,
Okay.
and it's grayed out now.
But
hold on a second, let me look at something.
Okay.
Mike, GPIO 13. Yep, okay. BL. I'm checking to make sure I don't have a pin wrong in my code.
Is it possible to play a sound over the speaker when it's ready?
Not easily, no.
Okay.
Okay, BLK. It's on 26. LR, CLK. 27.
Oh, I wanted to check the
That's
temperature. Okay, bed's coming down nicely. I think I'm gonna go down and grab it.
Okay.
So chat is all yours for the time being.
Be very afraid, Chad. Be very afraid.
Well, I'll tell you, I kind of screwed up the tolerances slightly.
Oh.
Yeah. This is gonna be a tight fit. To get the lid on, I'm gonna have to do some sanding. On the plus side, it's gonna be really hard to have somebody fuck with it. Once the lid's on, because that ain't going nowhere. But
Yeah.
that's its little box.
Let's see.
Well, do you want me? Let me think about this. I'm not soldering a new mic tonight. So if we decide it's a mic problem, that'll be the end of stream.
Yeah.
But now I went just a little too tight on the tolerances. So she's not closing all the way right.
Okay. Give me 1 second. I'm going to push a new firmware.
Okay. This is where I almost miss the Arduinos, because the Arduinos at least told you that something was happening.
That's what I'm pushing software for.
Oh. Like visually on the board, I could see lights flashing to tell me it was running. Yeah, I'm gonna have to print probably a new lid, because I went a little tight on the tolerance.
Well, never mind. It doesn't like that code I just put in.
Oh. Well, would you like extra time to troubleshoot it, and we can come back to like a post-mortem update in a later stream?
Well, give me half a second. I want to try this real quick.
Okay.
But yeah, we're approaching that. Let me swap what screens chat and this are on. There, that's better. Now the next not broken. Yeah, because the first thing we've got to start off doing is checking for voltages with the multimeter and making sure the 3.3 volts is actually coming over to the mic.
But yeah, we'll do that off stream.
Yeah. Should be booting. Okay. Try OK Nabu.
Okay, Nabu. Okay, Nabu. Ooh. Just getting static over the speaker.
But it tried to play static back?
Yeah.
Hold on. Tell me if it does it now.
Okay, Nabu. No, it is not playing static back. Oh, there it went. Yeah, I've got static now.
There currently is static coming across.
Yes. And if we can shut it off, that would be great.
Okay.
Okay, so what does that tell you?
Well, the slider's working from whether or not it's listening. So I can slide a slider to turn it on and off for listening now.
Okay.
It's not making sense.
Well, why don't we do this? Let's wrap here and we can do a post-mortem later.
Okay.
So, chat, thank you guys so much for watching. Tomorrow, as a reminder, we will be kicking off Season 2 of the Custom Games Railroad and Railroads Online. So make sure you guys tune in for that. And then this coming week on Friday, we will be having a little bit of an earlier stream on Friday to showcase the Discord Minecraft Space Race, where we will be having teams racing in an undisclosed Minecraft pack to try and get to the moon and build a sustainable base where they can live without their suit on indefinitely. First team to do that gets bragging rights, and of course that is a payoff of an Extra Life incentive from last year. Later in the year, we'll also be doing our own kickoff of Extra Life to see if we can raise some more money for charity. Of course, our Extra Life is always available just by typing !EL in the chat. And then, of course, the rest of next week's schedule we will announce tomorrow. Chase, thank you so much for joining me. This was a lot of fun.
Yay!
And of course, chat, I do have one question for you. Anyone up for some customs? Bye!